Just about every industry is struggling with the same problem, finding a competent and competitive workforce. James Amps of Amps International LLC is changing the game with the Amps Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute intensive retreats.
So we said, let's start these camps and let's make them intensive. I don't want to do a camp where you're going 9 to 5. There's no pressure there. And you're going for the whole week or 2 weeks. There's no pressure. The pressure is doing it during the weekend where you're up until midnight.
He's not only introducing high school and college students to different industries at no cost to the participants, but teaching them to build a business around solving a problem.
The next move now is, how do we really solve issues? And if you think about any business in the world, most businesses will solve an issue. We had some people from St. Croix who came over today, and they were at lunch before they came here because they got in early. And what I wanted them to do was to look at the customer service and feel the customer service. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. If it's not, there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity maybe to teach people about customer service and hospitality. That's solving a problem, and people will pay you for that if you can solve a problem. You can create a business around it if you can solve a problem.
This retreat in the St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands is sponsored by the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service and the University of the Virgin Islands School of Agriculture because the greatest threat in the region is food sustainability and conservation.
Well, in the territory of the U.S. Virgin Islands, the main issue for us is that we are very much on the extreme end of being a dependent territory, which means that, like Puerto Rico, most of our food is imported. Some estimates say that 99% of our food is imported at some times, and so that means that we have a real need to boost, to develop our agricultural sector here in the territory.
The dire need for islanders to consider personal, community, or industrial agriculture is especially important when you consider this.
One of the biggest problems we have in the industry here locally is our farmers are getting up in age. Our average age of our farmers are over 50. The younger generation is not looking at agriculture or farming as a viable career option. So hopefully programs like yours will help expose young people to the industry and the possibilities in the fields relating to agriculture. You may not want to be a farmer, but agriculture has a lot of different, it touches almost every industry. So whatever industry you're in, you can always find an agricultural component.
Everybody has to eat, and everybody has to eat at least 3 times a day. Some people eat 2, that's okay. But you need water and food to be sustained. And I hear a lot of people go to the supermarket and look at the price of eggs. $7 a dozen here in the USVI or more.
Wow.
And then we go to our houses and we tell our kids not to be farmers, not to be agronomists. But that's why we are in that position right there. Because we pay that amount because everything comes in boats. And when there is a virus in the US, there's complications here in
Be a part of the agricultural process and understanding healthy living, wellness, all that goes with living a healthy, nutritional life. We are here to help you be a part of society's process and making sure that you understand the agriculture USDA system, whether it be you becoming a farmer, some form of producer, even working for USDA, making a life of USDA as it pertains to agriculture. You know, our chief of the agency, Chief Terry Cosby, he is really been in big time support of me working through this process and through these channels. And so whenever I talk with him, he's like, you know what to do. I support you wholeheartedly because I know that you are there to make a difference, because you are committed to making sure that there is change, and change is going to be effective change. So I want to make sure that I give him his shout out as well.
The AMPS Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute retreats provide a combination of innovative team building and problem-solving techniques to formatting a business plan from A to Z.
Sometimes things fall apart, but you got to get back up. Still got time.
What are the forms of advertising? What are some advertising strategies? Commercial, maybe on TV. What else? Ads, yes. What else? Mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth. Does that cost money? The more people that he exposes to that farm. All of us are about 25 here, right? And the staff that just got back with you, we talk about it, right? And it's free. What else? What's another way for them to get known? Newspapers, maybe should be featured on, articles. He doesn't even have to be the one writing the article. Somebody I know, he's an author that could be interviewing many farmer entrepreneurs and creating stories that then get featured. And you put these on post or press releases.
What makes the AMPS Institute unique is its commitment to hands-on experience. The best business ideas are born out of problems, so there was no better place to learn about the struggles in agriculture and conservation than heading out to the farms.
A lot of times when people hear of agriculture, they think on going and hard work, breaking back, digging and all that stuff. A lot of the stuff that we do up here, we had the machine come in and do some of the work. Some of the things that needs to be done, all the walkways, I have some cardboard boxes. What we do is we put cardboard boxes, we cut them to a size, put them down, and then we cover them with mahogany leaves or the dried grass. And that's to prevent the weed pressure. It keeps the weed back. Plus, the cardboard, any paper product, right? It attracts the earthworms. And if we're into agriculture, earthworms are very essential for producing that organic matter in the soil. Feed is very expensive. I used to pay, when I started this, I used to pay like $18 for a bag of feed. That bag of feed is now $30 for a 50-pound bag. The bread, these are the bread that the company, they take back. So they sell a whole case for $1. Wow. So by using bread, it helps cut down on the amount of feed that you give them. So it actually saves your pocket.
We don't produce corn, we don't produce soybeans, so everything comes in a boat. All that concentrated feed comes in a boat, so it makes it expensive. So even a local company that can produce feed from local sources, that's another idea that I think can be valuable.
Well, think about it. They said they have a labor shortage in farms across the country. What if you came up with a company that dealt with getting people to work on farms? Your company, all you do is, you're an employment company. You're a young employment company and you're searching for people to work on farms around the country. Do you think you get paid for that? Yeah. You're not on the farm, you're helping people to get onto the farm to help.
Looking for jobs.
That's
There's
excellent.
a concept that was introduced. And I just had a meeting with some of the guys from the Department of Labor this week and the governor's office. And it's something called seasonal migrant workers. And that's something that we really don't have here, but there's some instances where that shows up.
There's some in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
There is.
And we have maybe 2 farms in St. Croix that can qualify for that, but it's not something that we even think about.
Another driving force for the participants of the AMPS Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute retreat is the pitch competition. The teams are vying for investment dollars. The ones with the best idea get the most money.
So we decided that we want to create a business dealing with compost, and the way that we're going to get the materials that we need for the compost is having like hotels, hospitals and schools that throw away stuff like old like lettuce and all of these like old vegetables, and we're gonna use them to create the compost, like the materials that we need to create the compost. And a way to communicate with these people is as putting like a garbage bin outside specifically for that compost, so that if we like come to pick it up, that we don't have to like dig through garbage and find out. We just pick up the specific bin to come and pick up the compost.
When this retreat is over, the participants will begin a year-long mentorship in partnership with the ICABA World Network, giving them access to over 13,000 professionals across South Florida and the entire country.
What you need to understand is your phones as a business owner and your iPads. You don't need to have a big media marketing department if you know how to use your phones.
What was significant about this retreat is the students in St. Thomas were getting help from ambassadors who participated in the AMPS retreat in St. Croix, building a bridge between the islands, dealing with the same crisis of food sustainability and conservation.
And so without them, you couldn't have came up with your entire presentation. So we really appreciated our ambassadors. But I want you to introduce yourselves and then just tell us anything you want about what you went through the last few days as an ambassador.
I liked it a lot, and I think it was very different from the last one because I learned a lot more helping other groups with their projects. I felt I had a lot of knowledge to share with them because I went through the same thing at first. And I'm really happy that I did it.
The teams have to come up with everything from a business name and logo to startup costs, then create commercials to market them.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Great. My name is James Amps, as most of you know, but welcome to the Amps Entrepreneurship and Leadership Institute.
Well, the island has so many threats because they import a lot of stuff. So we're trying to get these students to understand, and that's why the USDA funded us for this project in St. Croix, St. Thomas, and then we're looking at Puerto Rico, is they want to keep that homegrown talent right here. Yeah, they might go away to school, but they want them to come back and really understand how to help the island and how to help the Caribbean really grow and grow their own food so that they're self-sustainable. And that's the biggest issue here, is that everything's imported. So some of the things that they're solving is trying to keep things here on the island and grow it on the island so, you know, the folks can have their own food, their own water, especially during disasters, and that's what they're looking at. But, you know, we want these other companies to understand that these folks, these young kids will have a different mindset when they leave here, that they're going to be more creative when they leave here, that they're going to be able to solve issues when they leave here, they're going to be able to communicate a little better, they're going to be able to negotiate a little better, because all they're doing this weekend is negotiating with each other. They had to come up with their president, their CEO, their marketing director, their CFO, and they had to negotiate that kind of stuff. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to other companies coming in and actually trying to grab our students because of their different mindset. And that's really Juan Casimiro, who's done a great job with them for the 30 plus hours that we've had them for this weekend.
Number one, as a professional who's been doing this and teaching entrepreneurship for years, this is a startup that can happen within a week because it's involving technology and it's creating a platform, and everything that you're providing are services and access to resources online, right? So if you come together and you put your brains together, you get some amazing web developer, and you gather data and information. You can have a one-stop shop for farmers to go to when they're looking for young employees or to solve problems that they may have, and they can download all this information online. So I like this concept. I think it's very, very doable. Doesn't have a very high startup. So let's welcome FAME, Young Entrepreneurs.
FAME is Farming Assistance Marketing and Economics. Teenagers, we're always on our phone. We love technology, so we decided to run a business where teenagers are helping farmers with their paperwork and providing different opportunities.
So right now, I think we have what's called the VI Ag Group. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for VI Ag Group.
After we visited Mr. Wadi's farm, we really saw there was an issue in terms of the difficulties and challenges from nature in agriculture, and so we delivered a solution.
At the time of the first farms, agriculture has often bent to the whims of the environment. VI AgTech aims to circumvent this and provide consistency and profit. We will sell, maintain, and install vertical farming equipment to strengthen community farming. There are many nightmares for local farmers, but together we are every farmer's dream.
And I just want to warn you, you'll be seeing some pretty interesting little insects, live animals here, so don't get shocked. Let's welcome earthworms.
Hi, I'm Azar Claxton, the CEO of Earthworm.
I am Fadini Imran, the Chief Financial Officer of Earthworm.
I am Nabil Webster, the President of Earthworms.
I am Sulaka Sarin, the Vice President of Earthworms.
And I am Danaya Oscar, I'm the Marketing Director of Earthworms.
And our mission statement is to produce the finest, high-quality compost to meet the needs for small businesses in the Caribbean.
Yeah, one of the things that occurred to me is when you're using earthworms as you're processing, how do you ensure that at the end of the process that you're not giving away your earthworms?
Actually, I already thought about that, and we still, it'll be a very tedious task, but we will have to carefully go through the compost to take out each and every earthworm carefully. Yes, I know. And even if the earthworm is still inside the compost, it will most likely try to eat through the bag. So any bags with holes in it, we'll have to separate from the rest of the products. And also, like, let's say, go through it again to find that earthworm and put it with the rest of them. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You should feel like you accomplished something because you did. From the very day that you came in here, you did not sound like you sounded when you came up today. So you gotta be proud of that.
While the judges were deliberating, we heard from the students and others in the room.
But I asked them, it's like, well, you know, why did you sign up for the camp? So can you tell us why you signed up for the camp? And what happened when you asked your father that you wanted to come here?
I always was interested in business, and I wanted to become an entrepreneur from a young age. And when I asked my father if I can join this camp, he was like, if you want, you can. So I was like, okay. And I was very excited to be here, and I feel honored.
Cool. Give us your name and that mindset.
My name is Daria, and my favorite mindset is everything is possible. You just have to dream big and think creative.
Very nice.
My favorite mindset, I would say, is the time is now. When we're doing a little mini meditation thing earlier, I feel like he was talking and it was like smooth, you know, we're getting into the moments, and then he was like, the time is now. So that kind of like put at ease. So that's what I think. I did it.
I have to say that all of y'all are amazing, and all of y'all came out and put y'all into it, and that's what matters. I want to say I really enjoyed this program working with y'all because y'all showed me that it wasn't only about me learning, it's about other people learning too. You gotta share it with others too. So I embrace working with these youths. Thank you.
My message to you young people, there's a saying, the sky's the limit, right? I throw it out. There's no limit on what you can do. Keep pushing and keep moving, okay? And it's limitless, okay? I'm proud of all of you, and at this point, I just say good luck in who, places in the competition, all right?
All young people, especially, think about agriculture and all of the possible professions. Too many of the Virgin Islands students thinking agriculture as just a farmer. They don't realize agriculture involves the veterinarian, the food inspector, the agronomist, the ecologist, the agribusiness person, the agriculture engineer, etc. So I asked them to please research all of the possible careers in agriculture and make up their mind to begin right here at UVA.
We really appreciate the parents entrusting us with their children this weekend. It was a huge transformation from students coming in very shy and then seeing them blossom and speaking well throughout the event.
Third place is Spain.
Congratulations to the VI Ag Group for securing second place.
Come on up, congratulations, y'all.
Wow. Y'all, you don't know me personally, but I couldn't be more proud of you. There's a saying that says, tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you'll become. And today, I meet 20 bright minds that are in my mix. And I don't know where I'm going yet, but I got you as my backup. So again, we're very proud of the work that USDA is doing. We're very proud of the work that James is doing, AMPS and Juan and his team. Our islands are not growing, they're actually getting smaller with climate change. Food security is very important. So whatever you're doing, whatever you think of doing in the future, I know that you at least will have a conservation minded, conservation in mind. I appreciate that. I think we accomplished what we came for. You beat, you won your conscious or unconscious bias about this camp, about agriculture, and about conservation. And I see real change in your heart about what you may be thinking about doing in the future. We thank you for everything that you're doing. We appreciate all the ideas, all our great ideas, all are needed or are going to be needed. So for us, it's an honor to be here and be more than a funder, a partner. So expect to hear from me. James, if you are kind to invite me to some of these meetings, I'll be glad to tell you about funding opportunities of AMI to any of your business. So thank you very much for what you did.
The building of relationships is key to your life. The more relationships you build, the better you will become, period. And you have to be able to just don't ask for stuff. The biggest thing you can do when you meet new people is listen. They will tell you their entire life story, and you're just asking a few questions. They will tell you everything. And we listen for opportunities. We listen to where the challenges are. And then we look in our network and say, hey, maybe I have somebody who can help.
To learn more about the AMPS Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute Retreat, go to ampsinstitute.com. James Amps of Amps International LLC taking it up a notch with its AMPS Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute Retreat in Puerto Rico. Students attending from Argentina, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and Puerto Rico. Some participants driving hours to attend. AMPS Institute is building a bridge between 3 of the islands of the same region because they are all facing a similar threat: food sustainability and conservation.
And agriculture is worldwide. I don't care what you do in your life, it's going to pertain to agriculture somewhere. Okay, I don't care if it's the clothes you wear, the food you eat, whatever. The hair products you use, it's going to relate to agriculture somewhere. Who's going to be the disruptor to come up with something magical that the USDA, NRCS, or anybody, any agency, government agency would say, I want to fund this. I want to put $100,000 into this. I want to put 1.2 million into this. I want to put 5 million into this because I want you to grow it. And I want the research and development in this particular category. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for folks who want to do something different. My motto's always been, if you want something that you've never had, you've got to do something that you've never done.
We're trying to bring new professionals to agriculture and conservation regardless of where you want to be. You can have any careers, but as long as you're conservation-minded, agriculture-minded, that's a plus for us in USDA. So that is our purpose.
This retreat was sponsored by the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service in partnership with the University of Puerto Rico School of Agriculture. It's an effort to generate interest among young people in the field of agriculture and conservation, because at least 98% of the food and water in the region is reportedly imported. AMPS Institute also gaining support from the Future Farmers of America, 4-H clubs, the Boys and Girls Club, along with the Vocational School of Agriculture, all sending participants to this retreat.
Right, so your network will determine your net worth. One of the things we do here at AMPS is create a group on WhatsApp so that you stay in touch. And then about 30 days after we leave here or sooner, we're in touch with you. We want to make sure that you connect and connect and connect.
The AMPS Institute knows the best way to build a business is to solve a problem, so they take the participants to the source. In this case, the Doña Carmen Farm Incorporated, or Cesar Perez, welcomed the crew.
Bienvenidos a todos, buenos días. Mi nombre es César Pérez de León, agricultor de a pie.
This is the most important part of the garden. From this, yeah, we use everything. Plantains, smashed plantains, tostones. So everybody eats mofongo.
Is that right?
Yeah, and everybody wants it all time of the year. So farmers and cookers that have this, they get a high demand on it.
So plantains and bananas are triploid. They don't produce a seed that you plant. So they produce what we call a son. So the seed is actually not a seed, it's the plant.
Oh, so they propagate it?
So no, the plantain is producing those kits. You see that one over there pretty big?
These little stuff?
Right, so you harvest this, it has a big tuber in that, and then that's what you plant over there.
So what are your thoughts on the farm so far?
Well, this is really pretty cool. I'm learning a lot, and it's just a few minutes. Like, we are here 5 minutes, and I already learned about the bacteria and everything that you have on the plants. So, well, let's keep learning.
I really like the system of how they divide it into different little fields. So, because in the market, I've heard that over here, the plantain is really volatile. So the prices range up and down a lot. And so what he does here is he does it for different times of the year. So, for example, if one of his little fields got into the part where the value is really low, the other ones could be really high, and it balances out.
The AMS Institute is already making an impact. Les Genesis Huertas lives just 10 minutes away from this farm and didn't even know it existed. Now she's hoping to volunteer and include others from the future farmers of America. From the farm, we headed to what's called the incubator, where agriculture meets high tech. Luis Torres showing the students what types of innovation
this size is supposed to make in 2 years. I make this 11 hours in 3D printer.
Wow. And one of these planted provides 5 additional ones.
Yeah.
It expands.
That's correct. The Hurricane Maria affected all around the Iceland coral reef zone. This project is for help accelerate the program to the corals in the zone.
Well, my name is Ivan Arocho. I am from San Sebastián, Puerto Rico. I have a farm about 18.6 acres. I think this technology is a good thing. It's more effective way because that will give you more information, and it's very good for the cow. It can milk the cow 3 or more times a day.
When we're talking about food production, we want a balance of technology and traditional farming methods in order to produce everything that we eat. So I think today we saw an example of a traditional farm where they have plantains. Well, so far plantains cannot be produced on a vertical garden system. Now, vertical gardens are very efficient for leafy greens, tomatoes, peppers. That can be very useful in cities, in different settings. So to feed a population, you need both methods. You need technology, you need vertical gardens, you need urban gardens, but you also need traditional farmers that have all the orchards, fruit, avocado, mangoes, because those don't grow on a hydroponic.
What makes the makeup of these students so unique is that some only spoke English, while others only spoke Spanish.
Yauco's rivers are better.
The bilingual students stepping up to the challenge.
Of the farmer itself having the marketplace.
It's an obstacle these young entrepreneurs had to overcome in order to work together to develop a business for their pitch competition.
My name is Juan Casimiro.
Thank you. Good firm handshake, okay? Good eye contact, good smile. Oftentimes people shake hands, they don't even smile. Start with the smile and make sure that the handshake is a tight handshake, firm. Now what happens if her handshake is weak or soft? What perception may I get?
Not confident.
Maybe not confident. Maybe not interested in even meeting me, right? Smile creates another smile. See, you just did it, right? So why don't you look to your left and to your right and just simply smile to each other. Ay, qué lindo. All right. So
it was time to put their ideas to work. Teams gathering together, brainstorming, and building a real business plan, including crunching the numbers. They had to face judges in the morning who were going to question what they learned.
Wanting to try our business, which is compost. After a few months, we have a chief executive officer.
Hi, my name is.
After a few practice runs, it was time to take a moment of meditation, a walk to the beach for Midnight Madness, a personal moment for James Amps to thank each participant for coming and to encourage them.
We'll get better together, but anything you need, man, we're right here. So very proud of you that he's coming here for something that you never even knew about.
The next morning, a few final preparations to prepare for the pitch. With the introduction of the judges, it was showtime.
welcome safe for all.
Good afternoon, my name is William Cruz. I am COO. Our business is called Safe for All, and our slogan is Be Happy, Be Healthy.
I want to highlight that we are a non-profit botanical garden focused to serve and especially embrace a good mental health, providing a safe space from nature for everyone that needs it.
Michelle Maynard, and I'm the CIO. Our competitors are the Cool Gardens, the Botanical Gardens of Caguas, and the Guanaca Sunflower Farm.
The things that we're gonna need to start our business is gonna be permit and license, basic infrastructure, constructions, plants and trees, garden equipment and tools, and the store inventory.
Good afternoon, my name is David Alejandro Matos Santos. I am the CEO. I'm from Puerto Rico and I live in Barranquitas. My English is not good, but I am practice and I am going to do my best.
Good afternoon, my name is Laurelis Rivera Villanueva and I'm CMO of Wabi Compost.
And let me just start with this. We live in a country where their wastelands are in their limits. And those wastelands have 30% of organic material waste. Apart from that, neighboring countries like St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands in general, have 2/3 of compostable materials that are yet to be used. How can youth learn, be motivated to reduce those percentages?
From the process of the compost, how are you going to connect the school with the farmers or the agriculture?
We're going to connect the youth with the farmers. We already have some farmers that during the business plan, we call some local farmers we already knew. And we just ask a simple question. Well, are you willing to buy compost? How do you see compost? They said yes, and some even said that they don't find people that do compost for them. Doing compost apparently is really hard in Puerto Rico.
One of the fincas that I talked to was Finca Perla Borincana, and I talked to one of the managers, and he told me that this business idea, it was really good because he was really interested in compost because it helped his terrain, and also in the school, the main target is that we can benefit the school because as public schools in Puerto Rico, we don't get a lot of funding for our school. So by making the profit, the students, the payment, I guess, for students will be community service hours because we have to graduate with those hours, and also half of the The funding that we made is going to go to the school.
So in Puerto Rico, there have been some problems due to farmers having excess feces, causing the overflow of feces to reach bodies of water. That then results in farmers losing their license, decreasing the amount of farmers that we have on hand, then increasing our food insecurity.
When you're talking about farming alliance for a big component of your expenses, how do you plan to make that work? Assuming that some of the farmers may not have this equipment themselves.
I already contacted some of the farmers, which they have the machines, the pickup truck, the wagon. The only real challenge would be the acquiring the services of the machine repairs.
You're gonna give me a specific percent of your production of that fertilizer so I can use it in my farm. Could you define that?
We have been thinking of giving a discount to the farmers that contribute to our business. Like they gave us the feces, and then when we prepared the fertilizer, we gave that to them with a discount or sometimes even free, at least at the beginning, because we first need to get known by other corporations, create the alliances. At least at this first phase, we're going to give certain discount to the farmers that help us.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jorge Iván Rivera Torres, CEO of Caribbean AGX, and I account with knowledge with farming and financials. And today we'll be presenting Caribbean AGX.
Hello, my name is Susanna Calhoun. I am from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and I am the COO of Caribbean AGX, and my specialty is writing about social justice and equity issues.
Good afternoon, dear judges. My name is Virginia Ciancia. I'm 16 years old. I live in Argentina, and I'm the founder and CMO of Caribbean AGX. And I'm the youngest person in Latin America to be certified by Meta.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Camila Muñiz. I'm the CBO of Caribbean AGX, and also I am a state former president of the organization Future Farmers of America, and I am an actual student of animal science and pre-vet.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ivan Arocho. I am the CFO of Caribbean AGX. I am from San Sebastián, Puerto Rico, and I am a farmer, and I study in agronomy.
Well, what we want to do is create an e-commerce platform where farmers can buy products and farmers can get transport for the products, and where they can match and find workers for the products. It will be a company majorly focused on giving a service, and we will have a commission, and it's characterized by being a business entity as a partnership.
Well, we have a surprise, by the way, for our sharks. Yes.
You're a farmer, yes? What is your expectations in terms of outcomes for your, as you as a farmers with this company? In terms of, how do you expect you to be served by this platform, and what are your expectations in terms of your outcome as a farmer?
Well, for example, I work with cows, and these days it's very difficult to find vaccines or medication for cows, and I think this website can help me to deliver my medication for my cows, for my animals.
Si la compañía no le suple el agua, pues ellas no tienen nada. Por eso buscamos una mejor solución.
I'm going to translate for him for what he said. His name is Daxel. He's our CIO, and he was the brains in all this project. He was the hands-on person that did everything. We took our technical and our imagination, and he made it work. So he had the idea of taking the salt water into a tank, purifying it into another tank so that could recycle into a vertical plant wall. So that was his idea, and that's our main project.
How are you going to take that saltwater desalination to a farm in the mountains?
So basically, when we started talking, when we started doing our network thing, when we met her, she told us that they only had one company there that provided them water. The other thing, they relied on salt water. And that's why agriculture wasn't able to grow there. So we wanted to make sure that at least a community had a prototype that they can rely on for agriculture, because everything is important.
My suggestion is for you to focus on the system, because the system is your real product.
Yeah.
And you have a unique system and a unique opportunity. You are solving a real issue for an island, and in order to scale the process, you need to be more focused on how is the cost, the time that you are going to spend in the process, and then you can add the other things of education, all the social responsibility of the process. But you need to be more in depth of the system, because you have a really good system.
Okay, before we go to the next, be multilingual if you can. Most of you are. Rectors or the...
We had a great time. It was amazing to have the 4-H Club and the Future Farmers of America and the Boys and Girls Clubs out here. We had students from St. Thomas. We had our ambassador from St. Croix. So it was just amazing how they all meshed together. A lot of them spoke no English. There was about 3 of them that spoke no English, but they still were able to talk with their groups and figure out what their businesses were and to communicate with each other and to build those relationships. So very proud of all these students who came out here, and after watching their presentations, even more proud. So look forward to the next step. We look forward to St. Croix. Get ready.
Caribbean AGX.
Susan Colon, Camila Muñiz, and Jorge Rivera. Congratulations.
For more information about James Amps of Amps International LLC or the Amps Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute Retreat, go to ampsinstitute.com. A remarkable return to St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands to generate interest in the field of agriculture and conservation, primarily among the youth. A partnership between the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service and James Amps of Amps International is designed to not only introduce high school and college students to this now high-tech industry, but teach them how to build a business. Chief Terry Cosby of the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service and his counterpart Vivian Dixon is behind approving tens of thousands of dollars for this impactful initiative.
Our world is focused on the building of relationships. You have a chance now, under what we call entrepreneurship and being more creative, to really think about what it is that you want to do.
I can just tell the energy in the room is really incredible. Looking out to the participants, the children, I see excitement. And for me, also giving the children an opportunity to know the local resources that are available.
The idea is for participants to hear from the owners in agriculture themselves and build a business around solving a problem.
The primary challenge for us here, as I said again, is there. Second challenge, may not be the challenge for you guys on the mainland, is supplies. Irrigation supplies, fertilizer, pesticide and stuff, everything we have to bring in here. The cost is outrageous because you have shipping, you have the cost of the product, plus shipping, plus when you need the product, it may not be available because it takes time to get here.
am it. I do that, I do the accounting, I do the managing, I do the buying, I do the all that stuff.
Opportunity, right?
Yeah, you don't want any help doing that?
Yeah, love to have your name and number and yep.
That's the business. That's the business you come up with, right? Doesn't give a false.
The students are broken up into teams to compete for a pitch competition for investment dollars. In about 30 hours, they learn everything from creating a logo and company name to crunching the numbers, but most of all, how to reach customers.
Know your audience. Who are you talking to?
This is an intensive retreat, so it's important to not only eat right, but relax, instilling the discipline of balance in their work ethic. The climax of the AMPS Entrepreneurship Leadership Institute retreat is the pitch competition, which is judged by locals vested in the industry.
Project Green, a green tomorrow.
Our goal is to make a better society, right? We want to become and show green. That's why we're getting volunteers involved. We're getting volunteers in the community so that we can make a greener tomorrow.
So by the end of the year, we hope to build our first garden in one of the Project Home communities.
Have you decided which communities you will start with your garden?
Yes, there's a community on St. Thomas. It's I don't like to use the word projects, but it's a disadvantaged community. It's near Yacht Haven. I'm not sure the exact name, but we would like to incorporate a garden in that community, and Ajiba has the other community.
The other community is Garrison Corey and is the one that I live in. Looking at my peers and observing the way that they act, they are less motivated because there aren't enough organizations and they're like thrown in their face for them to know like you're more than just a child in a project, you're more than just a child in a low income environment. There's something out there for you and you can be more than your environment.
STAT, STAT.
You want to ask yourself, what exactly is STAT? STAT stands for Student Technology and Agriculture Training.
The service that STAT is providing is internships and programs.
If anything happens to mainland, if any crisis happens, shipment does not come to St. Croix. That is a crisis that we need to get a hold of.
And our project is called Farmers Lead. Our goal is to help change the belief and value of young people about agriculture.
We're more of a brand. We want to basically, we're going to put our logo and stuff like that on t-shirts and pants and basically pretty much everything.
Started an Instagram page just a couple of days ago, no, actually yesterday, to see if this could actually work. And as you see so far, after the first 3 hours, we have over 50 followers with just the first post.
I see that you said you're going to start with Instagram. Okay. What about for the older farmers? How are you going to what platform are you going to use for them? Because not everyone uses social media.
What we intend to do to start out is we want to visit our local farmers that don't have Instagram and TikTok and everything that you said, all those social media platforms, and we want to, because nobody knows about them because they don't have those, so we want to put them on the map utilizing our Instagram page.
I am Savannah John Baptiste, and I am the Chief Executive Officer. The Green Outlet was created to engage our young generation in the pursuit of food sovereignty and security.
So the first thing that you're going to see when you open our website is, of course, the name, our slogan, where we produce the produce. We have 3 separate things that we're focusing on most in our organization, which is fertilizer, organic produce, and community involvement.
The yearly income statement for the total revenue of $80,000, gross profit of $56,000.
The imports, though, they're not getting anything. They are our direct competitors because they will not be profiting off of us because we are going to have everything that we need right here on this island. We will grow it organic.
I just wanted to know what the plan was for harvesting, processing, and distributing the manure.
So our goal is to have scientists, and the scientists will collect, harvest, and test that poop and make it into a healthy organic fertilizer for our plants.
Even though it was stressful because I've been through it, I know you guys did really well and I'm very proud of you all.
Thanks for listening.
been, if you want something you've never had, you've got to do something that you've never done. I would drop the mic, but we have to pay for it. Y'all give yourselves a hand.